we're on the topic of what is an offense, aparad. So a question is being asked, that is, what is considered to be an offense, of course, in the eyes of God? Shri Maharaji answers, only when your intention is wrong, when you have the intention to go away from your beloved, meaning God and Guru. You see, on the one hand, we have gopis, and they speak very abusively to Shyam Sundar. They call him heartless, etc. But they don't have the intention of being cruel to him. It is that of love. So they're loving him. Their love for him is intense, but they are giving him, hurling abuses at him. So it's not considered to be an offense. As long as you're a sadhak, your love is going to go up and down, up and down. At that time, you cannot remain strong on the path unless you have a very strong feeling that my Lord is divine, my Guru is divine. Bhagavad bhavna ke, bina Bhagavad bhavna ke sadhak tika nahi reh sakta. So the sadhak, the aspiring devotee, must always remember that the one he surrendered to is a divine personality. The one he surrendered to is very unique and very divine. That individual must love God and Guru, plus he must obey the instructions of God and Guru. If there is something he doesn't understand, let's say his Guru is telling him something, but he does not understand, then he should just accept what the Guru is saying, even though he doesn't understand it. Next question is, how should I behave with someone who is insulting God or a saint? The answer, if that someone is very closely connected to you, if you are with that person 24 hours a day and he or she says something, then just smile and listen. You have to listen, so just smile. When the other person sees you smiling, he will feel embarrassed that, oh, this one didn't get, he didn't become troubled when I said this. I didn't manage to bother him by saying all this. So he will become embarrassed. And if it's someone you're not very closely related to, you're not with this person all the time, he's not intimately related to you, then scold him. And there's no harm in ending a relationship with such a one, the one who is criticizing God and Guru. Another question, next question. How should one satsangi behave towards another satsangi? The answer is that he should only talk about satsang. He should not talk about anything else. He should not listen to any other topic. In our satsang, the biggest fault is that if someone holds a satsang at home, then the devotees do kirtan for half an hour, and after that they talk about useless things to one another. So you must take a vow that as soon as satsang finishes, then you just say Radhe Radhe, and that's the end of everything. That's the end of it. Just leave. And if you can make an excuse that, oh, I have something very important to attend to. बहुत जरूरी काम है, बहाना कर दिया. वहाँ बैठो ही मत. Don't just sit there. As long as God and Guru are being talked about, then just remain there. Because people have bad habits. They have less interest in satsang and more interest in useless conversations. And if you talk a lot, if you speak a lot, then your mind is defiled. And sometimes by talking so much, you get wrong feelings towards one another. Someone says something and you start feeling badly about it. This is what happens when you talk too much. All the householders in the world, the way they behave at home with one another, mother, father, child, the spouse, the worst thing in that is the tongue. सबसे खराब बात जुबान है. Even if you don't do sadhana, all right, fine, but at least keep control on your tongue. If you keep your tongue under control, then your householder's life will pass very, very harmoniously. But no one wants to be quiet. It could be a wife, it could be husband or father or son. Everyone gives an answer to everyone else, and immediately everyone just talks back to everyone else, and very rudely. And this is when the situation goes from bad to worse. This is when anger comes about. This is when feelings of offense, people feel offended, and they ruin their spiritual power. And sometimes the matter goes to such a great extent, it goes very, very, it becomes very serious. And if someone asks, how did it all begin? Well, it was really nothing much to begin with, but it kept on getting worse. So talking is extremely dangerous. Speak as little as possible. Speak as much as it is absolutely necessary. And after that, don't say anything, don't listen to anything. Remember both these things. Don't say anything and don't listen to anyone saying anything. Question. If I think Maharaji must be unhappy with this, is this a right way of thinking? Is it wrong? किसी जीव का ये सोचना कि महाराज जी दुखी हैं, क्या इस प्रकार का चिंतन गलत है? Is it wrong for me to think that Maharaj ji may be unhappy with this behavior of mine, with this, in whatever way? Maharaj ji says, no, it's not wrong, it's right. But you have to think, why is he unhappy? Why is my guru unhappy? Think about the reason and try to get rid of that reason in the future. Because if you don't think that, then you'll think, oh, Maharaj is unhappy with me, and he'll never be happy with me. I can never make my guru happy. Then you'll become despondent, you'll become discouraged, and you will commit a spiritual offense. This is the end of that chapter called Aparadh. Now the new chapter is beginning, and that is called Dan. This is the last one in this book. Remember, the book I'm reading from is Prashnotari, part 1. Question. Is it necessary rather, to give 10% of our earnings to charity? Answer is yes. Charity, the more you can do, the better it is. 10% is necessary. That is a rule, a law of the spiritual government. Once the 3 types of children of Creator Brahma went to him, and these are humans, devtas, and demons, asurs, because these 3 are the children of God. And so this story that I'm going to tell you is in the Vedas, this story about Brahma. So the 3 children of God, humans, demons, and devtas, said to Brahma, Maharaj, we have come to hear something from you. We want some instruction from you. Brahma ji looked at all 3 and said, da, and he left. So these 3 parties went to their respective gurus. They said, Brahma ji had come and he had said, da. What does da mean? We didn't understand. So their gurus told them, for instance, the humans went to their gurus, and demons, the asurs, went to Shukracharya, their guru, and the devtas went to Brihaspati, their guru, and they asked. So the gurus told them, look, da for humans means dan, charity. Charity is extremely important because you are attached to your money. After that, you are attached to your son and daughter, your children. But number 1 attachment is in one's wealth. So you should not keep so much money with you. You must keep on giving it. Otherwise, artho narthasya karanam. That money will become the cause of your spiritual downfall. If you earn money and you leave it for your children will be destroyed. Your children will think, now I've gotten this money, easy money, so your children will spend it unnecessarily. They will become lazy and delinquent. They will not need to earn their money. So then they will commit offenses because wealth intoxicates. But they will commit offenses and you will be responsible for those offenses that your children are committing. So you are earning money, you have a salary. So you spend that money, you use it for your body as much as you need. Yavat bhriyeta jataram. The Bhagavad says, Yavat bhriyeta jataram tavat swatvam hi dehinam. You are entitled to as much wealth as is absolutely necessary to keep your body alive. Adhikam yo bhimanyeta. If you keep more than that with you, then sasteno dandamarhati. Then you are a thief. In the world, a person may evade income tax. He may not give income tax. So then he is he is an offender. So in the same way, in the spiritual government, if he evades the spiritual income tax, then he is an offender. And you can't take your money with you when you die. If someone evades income tax, then he thinks, well, I'll save this money. I won't keep this money in the bank, so then the income tax people will not find out that I have this money. And how will they then catch me? I will take my money outside the country and I will deposit it there. There are many ways to hide your money. And income tax people also know these tricks, but they can't do anything. They know everything though. So you have been sent to this world and you have to keep your body alive. And let's say you have given a lot of charity in your previous lives. That money you will get a lot of money in this life. So let's say you have a lot of money because you've given a lot in your previous lives. Then you go ahead and keep donating that money. Otherwise, that money, that wealth will end up harming you. So Brahmaji said da. For humans, it means dan, charity. Keep on giving charity. For devtas are very accustomed to luxuries. They have a lot of luxuries at their disposal because there's so they can think, I want to eat rasgulla, and they get the satisfaction of eating the rasgulla. So for them, Brahmaji said da for dam. That means control your senses. Control your senses. And demons are very cruel, very heartless, and it's nothing for them to commit murder and so on. So for them, Brahmaji said da, meaning daya, be compassionate. So da. Dan, dam, daya. Charity for humans, control of the senses for the devtas, and compassion for the asurs, the demons. Next question. Maharaji, I have understood from you that charity benefits us only if the recipient of our charity is the right recipient. But not everybody finds the correct recipient. So what happens then? Asli daan hi kalyankari hai. Hamara to saubhagya hai. Oh, it is our privilege that we know of someone to give to. In other words, you are our guru and we can give to your mission. But not everyone has the correct recipient. So what happens? Maharaji's answer, to phir phal ulta milega. So then the charity, instead of benefiting the individual, it will harm the individual. Because according to the scriptures, deshe kale chapatriche, it depends, the charity that you give, whether it will harm you or help you, depends on the recipient, depends on who you're giving it to. Let's say someone is hungry and you give him food to eat. And that person was going to go and murder someone. He was hungry. You gave him food to eat. Now he became strong. He got the energy and he went and murdered someone. There is a story like that in the Purans, that there was a man who was passing through the jungle and he had lots of ornaments, gold ornaments for his daughter's wedding. And a dacoit started following him. So in the same jungle, there was a saint by the name Satyavadi. There was a holy man by the name Satyavadi. Satyavadi means teller of truth. He always spoke the truth. And the rich man who had a lot of ornaments with him, he knew a dacoit was following him. He went and hid behind the holy man's cottage. And the dacoit also reached there. And the man kept hiding behind, thinking when the dacoit leaves from here, I will then go on my way. So the dacoit asked the holy man, he asked Satyavadi, did anyone pass by over here? And Satyavadi said, yes. He did. He came over here and I think he's hiding behind my kutia, my cottage. So the dacoit went to the back of the cottage. He took all the ornaments away. He murdered the man. He murdered the rich man. So then, for telling the truth, Satyavadi was punished for telling the truth. Even though he was not wrong, he told the truth. Telling the truth is right. But by telling the truth, he got someone murdered. So he had to be punished for telling the truth. So sometimes it's wrong to tell the truth, and sometimes in certain situations it's right to tell a lie. All these rules are in the scriptures, that where it is right to tell a lie and where it's wrong to tell the truth. It's not like every time it's right to tell a lie, it's right to tell the truth, and time in situation it's wrong to tell a lie. To understand what dharma is, what karma is, it's very difficult. No one can understand. It's like laws that we have in the world. A high court has taken a decision or in income tax matter, and then Supreme Court, the matter goes to Supreme Court, and they give the opposite decision. So there are so many laws that go against one another. Now the judge is troubled. He's thinking, well, this law says this, and there's an example of this, but that law is also there. So he becomes confused. In the same way, there are many mutual contradictions in the scriptures. But when it comes to God and how to surrender to God, there is no contradiction. Everything is very clear. The only contradictions you see are in the matters of karma and dharma. Let's say there's a woman. Her husband calls out to her, "Pani lado, give me some water." At the same time, her father-in-law says, "Bring me my glasses." At the same time, her mother-in-law says, "The milk you have on the stove, it's burning. Take it off the stove." What should this woman do? Should she listen to her husband, her father-in-law, or mother-in-law? Now, scriptures say, karma and dharma, it says that the husband is everything for the wife. But then the husband has a father, and he must be obeyed first, because the husband also listens to his father. But the scriptures say that the mother's importance is 100 times greater than the father. So she should first listen to her mother-in-law. But then the mother-in-law has a husband, that's a father-in-law. She should listen to him first. So the woman, she cannot decide. She is confused. She doesn't know whom to listen to first. It's karma and dharma. Next question. Daan kalyankari hai. Giving charity it benefits us spiritually. What does that mean? Do we earn virtuous results? Do we get virtuous from our charity? The answer. So the question is kalyan. The word kalyan is used. Daan kalyankari hai. Iska arth kya hota hai? Kya hum punya kamate hain? So Maharaji is saying the word kalyan has many meanings. One kalyan, or meaning benefit, is godly kalyan, godly benefit. And but there are other kalyans also. There are 4 places. Number 1 is God. Number 2 is sattvic, which is under the control of Maya. But it's when it comes to the material world, sattvagun, the mode of goodness, mode of virtue and goodness, it is the best. And number 3 is the world, Manushyalok. Number 4 is Narak or hell. So it depends on where you want to go. In other words, do you want to go to God? Or do you want to go to Satyalok, Swargalok, celestial abode where Devtas are? Do you want to come back to this world in different forms, or do you wish to reside in hell? So it depends on where you want to go. So decide where you want to go after death and then do accordingly. Listen, there is a girl, there's a young girl, and her father has to get her married. She has to get married. She's going to get married. So girls talk to each other, and one says, I want a doctor. I want my husband to be a doctor. I want a doctor husband. Another says, I want an engineer. Another says, I want this, I want that. So each one of them has her own ideas. And so she tells her father, that a boy should be like this. Then I'll get married to him. So if someone wants to go beyond Maya, if someone wants God, then he should do everything towards God. In other words, he should give charity towards God. If he wants to go to Swargalok, he wants to go see what Swargalok is like. I'm curious, what does Swarg, celestial abode, look like? Then he should do accordingly. Because you will get the fruit of these, depending on the sadhana that you're doing. In the Gita, Bhagwan Shri Krishna says, Yanti deva vrata devan pitrin yanti pitrivrata bhutani yanti bhutejya yanti madhyajinopi mam. Chapter 9, verse 25. Shri Krishna says to Arjun, the ones who worship devtas in Swargalok, they will go to Swarg. They'll go to the celestial abode. The ones who worship the ancestors, they'll go to Pitrilok, the abode of the ancestors. The ones who worship humans, they will go to where those humans have gone after death. But the ones who worship me will come to me. It's very easy, very direct. A man has 4 daughters, and he gets them married to 4 boys. And all those 4 boys are MA. They have done their MA, masters. One of them comes into IAS. He becomes a big officer. He becomes a collector. It's a post in India, collector. And another one didn't get into IAS, Indian Administrative Service, I believe. And the second one didn't qualify for that. So he becomes a clerk, Babu, and his wife is known as a Babuain. One of them became very poor. He didn't find a job anywhere. He became a beggar. His wife is known as a beggar, also Bhikharin. So wherever the mind is attached, that is the fruit that you will attain. Next question. Maharaji, you told us about charity. Is it correct? Is it right to donate the money that one has earned by working hard? Or is it right to even donate money that has not been earned through the right channels? In other words, maybe he's taken a bribe, or he's stolen that money, or illegally earned that money. Shri Maharaji says, if the money that has been earned incorrectly through incorrect means, that should be donated. But that should be donated also. But it's better to donate money. It's better to work hard and donate the money that you have earned in that way. Now, if someone has money that has been earned illegally or through the wrong means, that he should not use for himself. He should donate all of it. He should not keep that. But real charity is when you donate the wealth that has been earned through legal means, then you're donating it through your hard work. You get more benefit from that. And there are many very subtle points in as far as donating money which has been earned through incorrect means. For instance, let's say that someone approaches a multimillionaire and takes 100,000 rupees from him using some trick, right? So you've gone to a multimillionaire and tricked him out of $100,000. And then there is a very, very poor man. He's hungry and he has no money, and you take $5 from him. You take that $5 from him by deceit. So then you have taken $5 from someone who is hungry, who is poor. Today he will not get anything to eat. You took away $5 from him. So taking $5 from a poor man is a bigger sin than taking 100,000 from a multimillionaire. So the money that one has taken from the multimillionaire, 100,000, it's not a special sin if you donate it. If you donate it, don't keep it with you. So there are very subtle points in the scriptures. Next question. Can we also donate in the sense, can we give charity of old clothing, or food by giving food to the hungry? Is this also considered charity? Whether you feed the poor or give clothing or give money, it's the same, it's charity. But it doesn't matter what you're giving. The main thing is find out what this person's heart is all about. Because you will get benefit or you'll be punished according to what he is like. What is the recipient of your charity like? The charity you give can land you in hell also. And if you've given it to a Mahapurush, a saint, then you can attain God's grace also. As the recipient of your charity, sow the fruit of your charity. It can be clothing, food, medication, or some other help. Main question is, what is that person like, the one who is receiving my charity? How pure is his heart? How impure is it? For instance, let's say a dacoit comes to your house and says, I'm very hungry. And he's really hungry. He is hungry. And you feed him. Now he gets the energy and he goes and murders someone. Now you fed him because he was very hungry and he was so unhappy because he was so hungry. But the end result of that is that he committed a murder, and you are party to that. You are partially responsible for that. So therefore, you should give charity with full understanding of who you're giving the charity to. If you give it to the wrong recipient, your charity will end up harming you. If you say, well, how am I to know? How am I to know who is the correct, who has what kind of heart? How do I know? Well, then the answer is you should get to know. You should find out. Because you will not be forgiven by just saying, I don't know what he is like on the inside. Listen, when Shri Maharaji was giving these answers, the population of India was 1 billion, but now it's almost 4 billion, 1.4. So how many people in India know, out of 1 billion people, how many people know the government, the laws of India? All the laws, not even one person. 1 billion people in India. But it's impossible to find even one person who has memorized each and every law of each and every department. If he is a criminal lawyer, he still reads books about criminal law. And he'll say, I don't know anything about civil law. I don't know anything about post office laws. In other words, there's not a single person out of the 1 billion who knows each and every law of each and every department of the country. And then there are millions and millions who are hundreds of, tens of millions who are illiterate in our country. And when even when they break the law, they are punished. They're not released. The judge does not just let them go, thinking, oh, well, he's illiterate, he doesn't know any qaida kanun, he doesn't know any law, I'll forgive him. No. Everyone will be punished. If he's a lawyer, he'll be punished. If he's illiterate, even then he'll be punished. So God says, you should find out what is in the scriptures, what is in the Vedas. Why did you not go to the saints? Why did you not learn from your guru? Why were you so careless? So you will not be let off the hook. You will not be let off the hook just by saying, I didn't know. It's your duty to know. Otherwise, you will be punished. You have received the human form of life. You have, for the sake of your stomach, you went to 1,000 places. You collected so much knowledge for the sake of the stomach. Why did you not acquire knowledge for the sake of the soul? You say, I didn't have time, but that will not, that's not going to help you by saying that you didn't have time. You have to know the rules. You have to know the laws. Let's say you are traveling by train. You first understand the law. What is a law? That is, before you come before time to the railway station, you purchase your ticket, and you understand all the laws, and then you sit down in the train at your seat. But you say, well, I have money. I'll take the ticket later on. Why do I have to get the ticket beforehand? Don't do this. Don't behave like this, because when the ticket checker comes to check your ticket, then you may have to give 10 times you will have to give the fine. You'll end up paying 10 times the price of the ticket. You'll say, well, sir, I was in a hurry. Well, all right, even if you're in a hurry, you should have taken a certificate from the guard, which will tell the checker where you sat down, which station you used from. So your money will not work in that case. Oh, is that the law? Yes. So wherever you go, whichever area you want to go to, first understand the law, then follow the law. Otherwise, you will be punished. You will not be exempt by saying that, oh, I'm not literate. I am illiterate, so I have no way of knowing. No, you have to know. You should go to the guru, you should go to the saint, and you should have learned all this. You should not have been careless. There's a question in that. Okay, so next. It has been said that it is essential for a human to give charity. But to whom should we give charity? Which charity gives us the biggest benefit, the highest benefit? Maharaji says, recipients of your charity are of 4 types. The recipients, daan ke patra, there are 4. One is tamasi, the modes of Maya, 3 modes of Maya, tamogun, rajogun, sattvagun. So tamogun is the mode of ignorance. So someone who is in the mode of ignorance, you give to that tamasi person, then you will be sent to hell after death. One step above is rajogun. That's the mode of worldly passions. So if you give to a rajasi person who is very worldly, then you will come back to this world again in different forms of life. You will attain, and when you're born human, you'll get luxuries and pleasures of Maya. Then if you have given to someone who is sattvic, sattvagun is the mode of goodness and virtue. If you give to someone who is in sattvagun, sattvic person, you will attain residence in Swargalok, temporary residence. Those are 3, right? The 4th one is the one who is gone beyond Maya, that is a saint, Mahapurush, and true guru. And if you give to him, then you attain godly benefit. So there are 4 kinds of charity. Now you will ask the next question. How do I know who is Tamasi, who is Rajasi, who is Sattvic, and who is a saint? Well, that responsibility is on you. That is your responsibility. You must try to find out. You must not give charity blindly. Listen, you get your daughter married, right? So before you get her married, you make so many inquiries. Where is this boy from? How educated is he? What is he like? What is his character like? What is his father? What does his father do? Who is his father? Then you get your daughter married. And then, you give your daughter away. And when it comes to spiritual benefit, then you must not be careless. You must think about it. You must make inquiries. You must, you do this in the world everywhere. So use the same intellect in the spiritual realm. God is not going to be responsible for the wrong charity that you have done. You will get the fruits of your charity according to the personality to whom you have donated. Now, if you say you want to go to Swarg after death, then go ahead, give to someone who is Sattvic. If you say, no, I want to come back to this world, go ahead and give it to someone who is Rajasi. And if you want to say, I want to see what hell is like, then go ahead, give donation to someone who is Tamasi. There was a king by the name of Nrig, N-R-I-G, Nrig. He was a great donor. He gave a lot of charity. He would donate millions of cows. He donated millions of cows, but one of those cows that he had already donated ran away from the recipient of the charity, and he'd given to a Brahmin. And that cow came back to and joined the other cows in the royal stables. Came back to the king, and the king didn't know anything about it. The next day, a Brahmin came and asked for a cow, and the same cow was donated to him. King didn't know. Now, the first Brahmin to whom the cow had been given, he recognized this cow. I don't know how, but he recognized the cow. And both these men, they were living in the same village. So the first Brahmin said, this cow was given to me in charity. And I recognize this cow. How did you get it? And the second one said, the king gave it to me in charity. First one said, this is impossible. This is my cow. Both of them went to the king. The first one said, but, O king, you had given this cow to me in charity. And this one is saying that you have given to him in charity. The king said, it must be a mistake. That cow must have come out from the crowd and come back to my stables. I don't know. I didn't know that. So unknowingly, I donated the same cow twice to you. So go ahead and give this Brahmin this cow, and I will give you, I'll give you a milking cow, not just one, but 10, 20, as many as you want. And that one said no. The first one said no. This is a question of my honor. I cannot do that. You have donated this cow to me properly by reciting mantras. I will not give this cow away. The other Brahmin said, you can take another cow, but give this one to me. I will take the cow that I got in charity. So neither one was willing to step back. And the king decided that the cow will go to the first Brahmin because it was given to him first and the cow came back. It really belongs to him. But the second Brahmin put a curse on the king. Oh my goodness. Put a curse on the king. Go and become a chameleon. Girgit, chameleon changes colors. You change your colors. You gave this cow as charity and then you took it back from me. So you're a chameleon. Go and be a chameleon. And king turned into a chameleon and an animal. So then he was delivered by Lord Krishna when Shri Krishna came down to earth. So whether it's charity or yajna, would be called havan, there are rules and restrictions. And if you break those rules, you will be punished. But this is the encouraging part. Only with God and Mahapurush, God and a saint, there is no such punishment. With them, you can give with Shraddha, with faith or lacking faith. No matter how you do it, everything is fine. They don't get angry. They don't punish. But with the rest, devtas, humans, they get angry and they will punish you. But with God, there's no punishment, there's no anger, and with Guru also. One last question. You can attain your goal by doing financial seva. In other words, is it possible to attain God by giving financial donation as the Guru instructs? What if we obey only this one instruction of the saint, of my Guru, that you go and give charity? Is that enough? केवल धन की सेवा से भी लक्ष्य प्राप्ति हो सकती है? यानी गुरु की धन की जो आज्ञा है वो पूरी जी जान से आदमी करता रहे तो उससे भी भगवत प्राप्ति हो सकती है? केवल अगर वही आज्ञा पालन कर ली जाए तो? Maharaj is saying no. Main thing is sharanagati. Main thing is surrender of the mind. Without surrendering the mind, the financial service or physical service will not save you. First thing is to surrender the mind. That is the main point, and everything else is secondary. Chetastat pravanam seva. In other words, full surrender of the mind. That is number one. Tat siddhyais tanu vittaja. And then the helpers in that surrender of the mind are the two other sevas. Physical seva, serving God and Guru physically and serving them financially. These are helpers, but the main thing is surrender to them mentally. And another reason is that not everyone has the opportunity to do physical seva, and not everyone is capable of doing financial seva. There are many people who don't even have 2 square meals to eat every day. So how can they do financial seva? But everyone can surrender the soul. Everyone can give their mind to God and Guru. That is the main thing. Without that, nothing else will work. There are so many rich people who have built so many temples, like Mr. Birla. There's a Birla Mandir, maybe more. I've been to one in Delhi. It's called Birla Mandir. So they have constructed temples with their money, but nothing happens due to that. Because if you earn money through so many wrong means, and then you get a temple constructed and put your name over there, Birla Mandir. Is this Birla Mandir, temple of the Birla family, or is it God's Mandir, Bhagwan ka Mandir? Birla Mandir hai ya Bhagwan ka Mandir hai. So these people will get nothing else but residence in hell. Then what happened to their seva? They use a lot of money in building the temple. No, but in that seva, a seva must be done with faith in God. When it's a question of your own honor, that, importance, that I will put my name on the temple, then what kind of seva is that? That is only the means of tax exemption. That is where I'm finishing, and I'll conclude this chapter next time. I'll start the Prashnotari part 2. I know many of you have this book. Perhaps you haven't started reading it, but if you have it, do read it. And personally speaking, I have gained a lot more from it by translating it and explaining it. So it's a wonderful, wonderful book with Maharaji's lovingly answering the questions of seekers. Shriman Sadguru Sarkar Ki Jai. It is time to do Rup Dhyan. Please close your eyes. Today, you are on an outing with your best friend, Kanaya. You are in Atlanta, Georgia, USA, and you have come to Stone Mountain. You never climbed it. It seems doable. People say you can climb it in 40 minutes at the most. You want to try it? Are you not sure? It's just like challenges in life. You think, oh, this looks difficult. I think I can do it, but I'm not sure. As you are having these thoughts, your best friend, Kanaya, puts his hand on your shoulder and he says, of course you can do it. I don't know if I can do it. He says, you and I can do it. You and I. And that makes all the difference. He is with me. I can climb this mountain. Little children are going this mountain. I can do it. People who are older than me going up the mountain. I can do it. And I have Kanaya with me. I can do it. And you start. Oh, it's tough. Kanaya holds on to you. It's not tough anymore. You're just thinking it's difficult. It's not all that difficult. After some time, you're climbing easily. Always looking at Kanaya, who is right beside you. And you get tired. Kanaya says, take some rest. Sit on that rock. And all of a sudden, as if by design, there is a cool breeze that starts to blow. Oh, it feels wonderful. That is the breeze, the wind of Kanaya's grace. You feel so much relief. You feel that your tiredness has gone away. You close your eyes and you experience the gratitude towards your Lord and Master and your best friend, who's always with you, tackling all the challenges in life. He's always with you when you are climbing those mountains. Tears of gratitude fill your eyes. Naya wipes your tears away. And he says, Chale, shall we go? Ha. Hello. Yes, let's go. You start climbing again. It looks deep. But Kanaya says, look, I have arranged for stairs for you. There are some steps. Oh, that makes it so much easier. Kanaya goes behind you and he pushes you up a little bit, gives you a little push. Everyone needs a little push. Everyone needs help. And you've got Kanaya helping you. You're climbing again, you're laughing. It's getting easier. And you're looking down and look so beautiful. And before you know it, you've made it to the top. Oh, it wasn't so bad. Kanhaiya is smiling and saying, I told you, it wasn't so bad. Sometimes you think challenges in life are extremely difficult. They're insurmountable, but that's not the case. You can always get through them. You become afraid when you think that I'm not with you. But just as I was here with you as you climb this small mountain, stone mountain, in the same way I'm with you all the time. Going through the pandemic, going through sickness, going through the death of a loved one, going through the loss of a job. There's so many challenges that come up. But I am always with you. You're not climbing those mountains alone. Just look to your right or look to your left. I'll be there with you. And that makes you feel so good. A sense of relief washes over you. Never shall I worry again. Never shall I become troubled again. Shri Radhey ju hamari sarkar. Fikir wahi kahegi. Sham Sundar, Radha Rani. They're always with me. And seeing that they're always with me, what need do I have to worry? Kanhaiya says, when you forget that I'm with you, you become troubled. When you remember I'm with you, then everything becomes easy. Sometimes you will forget. So I want you to remember every day. Put some time aside to think that I'm always with you. Do the daily sadhana, put in the work. Think about the fact that I'm always with you. And then you'll never forget. Then every mountain in your life, no matter how high it is, no matter how steep the climb is, it will become extremely easy to climb. With this, Shri Krishna gives you a very warm embrace. And he says, I trust you can make it down yourself. Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai. Please open your eyes. Radhe Radhe everyone.
Radhe Radhe Didi. Radhe Radhe Didi. Radhe Radhe Didi. Thank you so much. Radhe Radhe.
And over to you.
Radhe Radhe Didi. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.